Alright guys, I'm in my workroom and today I want to talk about some vintage Redline Hot Wheels that I picked up. And what you have here is a Ford Vicky sitting inside some 91% alcohol. You see that? All of these cars have had some sort of paint on them. They all come from the same owner. The kid, well, he's an old man now. He painted them all when he was a kid. This one he painted up straight red, and I don't know why, because if I look inside the wheel well there, it was red to begin with. So I don't know why. But they were painted when they were relatively new. And we're gonna bear witness to how well the bodies are. Well, this one maybe not so much. This one here is painted pretty heavily, and that's the red paint across the tail lights. That's not Hot Wheels. That was the kid doing that. This is a Hong Kong car. You can see the blue window. This one here is also a Hong Kong car. You can see the blue window. Custom Cougar. I believe this one is also a. I can't read that. Can I? No, I can't read that. I need my glasses. Anyway, some of these are actually in quite nice condition. Except you got some paint coming off the top. But you know what? I'm a really good finisher. And I think I can actually replace that black paint in the top. But I don't think. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look this up. I don't think that red is Hot Wheels. I think that belongs to the kid. But the paint on this thing is really nice. Axles are in good shape. The hood is not broken. So yeah, and I think that black has to come off because I don't think it's Hot Wheels. That's giving it away right there. So yeah, the paint's actually quite nice on here. This one was painted all silver. All silver. And as you can see, there was some yellow under there. So maybe he started with yellow and said, no, I don't like it. I don't know. But the bodies are solid on these things. And these might be great for restorations. And I don't know. You know what? Something tells me I should just probably leave them. I didn't actually find these. My brother did. He bought a huge lot of die-cast. And these were the worst of the lot. This one was originally gray. It still is gray. These stickers were put on by the guy who owned them when he was a kid. He also painted the black fenders because that would have been gray too, along with all of that there. And I'm experimenting here with this alcohol. And that Ford Vicky in there was loaded with yellow enamel paint. Its original color was blue. We'll have a look at that there in a minute. And some of these, you see the marker lights have been painted there. Look at the van. That Tampa was awesome, you know. But then you see these tail lights that were painted in, and the silver there and the silver there. That's not Hot Wheels. That was painted in by the young man, or now the old guy, but when he was a young man. Some of these you just don't want to touch unless you can come up with a surefire way to get this silver off. The alcohol has done wonders for removing the silver without actually touching the enamel underneath. Only the silver has been my experience yet. I tried it on this guy, and as you can see, the red is offering up way more resistance, and in turn, it's taken off the paint, the original paint there too. So yeah, I don't know, but you can clearly see down in the hood there, it was all red to begin with. So why paint a red car that was red again? I don't know. That's what kids do. That's what my wife said. Kids do that. Kids paint their cars. So this one was so covered. This one had racing everything. This is a heavy Chevy. I did not stick this one in the alcohol. I was experimenting with a blow dryer using heat. I mean, you can see that, you can see it finish on there. It had black on it and silver on it. It had silver at the bottom here. And you can see it's in really good shape. But it's not done yet. There's black in there. Black in there. Black inside the crevice of that pillar where the B pillar meets the body there. And of course, the engine bay is loaded with black, and it should not be. And we have the Vega Bomb, which was loaded with paint, as you can see. Begin with the blow dryer. Oh, blow dryer and Goo Gone with lots of rubbing. I got it really hot, and I went to work on these two models here with a cotton sock and some Goo Gone. And surprisingly, we got to this point. Unfortunately, I knew it was going to happen. I could actually see all of the tampo coming off of this car as I was rubbing it. Interestingly enough, though, it hasn't touched the paint. But again, you know, it's a monumental task to try to get all of this paint out here of this engine compartment without a stronger chemical. And then you just run the risk of stripping the whole body. You know, and sometimes maybe it's all right to leave a little wabi-sabi, meaning perfection and imperfection. And you can see the casting. There's a nasty casting mark right there. But, I mean, that looks like a barn find. That looks kind of cool. And this one here, you just got to go all in. You got to get all that red paint off of there. And because if you can just save the red, I mean, the orange, it might be pretty good, but even it's starting to, there's some nicks and stuff on here, and there's nothing you can do about it if the nicks were already there before the kid painted them. I don't know. So you don't want to restore everything, and not everything is a restoration. You know, sometimes there's a history in there that gets erased when you start stripping shit down. And I know there's, you know, people who would like to buy restores, but like, to me, that's a restoration. That one might be a restoration candidate too. Just because the paint, it's not original paint, and it was painted over, and there's just body chips all over the place. These might be some good restoration candidates. But these two here, I don't think so. Because to me, that looks really nice. I think it looks really nice. And a little bit of masking, a little bit of time. Because on a Saturday afternoon, I could paint that roof back up kind of nice. And this one here has enough Hot Wheels Spectre Flame left on it to be worthy of my collection. Just put it right back in there. And I'm really leaning towards not touching this one at all. Just because it was originally gray. And, well, actually, no. That one looks like it was originally... What? Looks like there is a violet purple under there. Check that out. Do you see that? Look at that. See that? So yeah, I see it in there. The great purple down in there. That one might be pretty easy to restore back to its original color. If I can just get that off gingerly without breaking something, because that's the problem with cast metal. Is you start bending it, it starts breaking, you know? I don't know. If I could just get this to soak in that alcohol, see how the gray paint would give it up. Alright, so that being said, let's have a look at the Ford Vicky. Like I said, this thing was loaded with yellow paint, as you can see down in the engine compartment there. And there's a lot of the yellow paint that I was scraping off. There's the wheels to it, still have yellow paint on them. If you look down inside the alcohol, see the yellow paint. So, as soon as I started removing the yellow paint, I realized all the blue paint, the original blue paint, was going to come off. So, I grabbed a couple of these little fine wire brushes here, because they don't mark metal, but they will remove paint. And if you let it sit in the alcohol, you can see how it starts to pull that old paint off. And once it starts to pull that off, I mean, you got yourself a nice canvas here to refinish. And I think, like I said, I'm pretty good at this finishing thing and masking. I did that for years and years and years for a living. And with a little bit of patience, you can mask this car up without drilling out those original Hot Wheels posts and get this back to a Spectraflame color and it'd be presentable for any collection. Because really, what difference does it make what color you make it? If you're using Spectraflame paint, and from what I understand too, this particular Redline Vicky was only offered in the USA, not in Hong Kong. Later runs, I think in 2009, they reintroduced the Vicky, and it came from, of course, China. But no, that's actually starting to look very nice. See that? I just got to work on picking out that blue paint. Is not offering any resistance now. And just so you know, as long as you don't touch the windows, you will not scar up the window with the alcohol. The alcohol will just dry it clear. You just got to be careful getting your paint off around the pillars there in the frame. And, there's a little yellow paint there, so you might want to get your magnifying glass on, come back later, and start picking some of that out. But for the most part, these brushes here do a pretty fantastic job of getting down in here and getting this paint out. It all comes down to patience. And, I do enjoy restoring these little die-cast cars, and I think I've done 2, maybe 3 videos. I'll have to check my playlist. And they take time. So if you're going to do this, I'm just now coming to the realization, maybe, if they're all just guinea pigs anyway, because let's face it, that's actually quite nice. These are not ready to go into somebody's collection, so why not experiment a little bit and see if you can actually get it to the point where you can restore these things and not drill up all rivets. As you can see in this case, these cars here, they were just too far gone to, they're definitely candidates for restoration. But as long as I keep putting this back in here, it will actually continue to eat away at that paint. And one of these cars, by the way, I must say, oh, by the way, here's an old Lesney that was also in that bucket of cars, and I will be putting that in the alcohol when I'm done with that Vicky there. Hang on, there is one that I want to show you that was actually in pretty damn good shape. Yeah, this guy here was in pretty damn good shape, and it's just nice. There's a few nicks in it. There. The bug is in good shape. That's an original Hot Wheels Tampo. A few nicks here and there, but the axles are straight. Clean car. So yeah, see, now something like that goes right into my collection. Very nice car. And why not? Here, let me turn you around. I got some other ones here that are restoration candidates. You see that guy right there? That's a restoration candidate. That is not a restoration candidate. That one I'm satisfied with. That paint is almost mint on that silhouette, but the wheels have done that funny, goofy thing, but I'm not touching it. It's in great condition. And that Ford right there, I don't even care for the car, so I don't think I want to touch it, So yeah, those are real red lines, and everything else, and of course that's a black wall. I got stuff sprinkled in and out through here that a lot of black walls, and I don't like that either. That Ved van, so I don't worry about thinking. I don't even think about restoring stuff like that. But this van here is in great condition. I picked it up in my ventures wherever I was going. That's also another one that's in great condition. Black wall. Black wall but ugly. Whatever that car is. That's also a nice one from the Hot Ones. Good car. Oh, look at this vet. Let me pull this vet out from around this wreath here. You got to see this. Look at this black wall vet here. Thing is, it doesn't have a mark on it. Time capsule. So yeah. Again, I got so many Hot Wheels, old and new, and they're not in any particular order or organization. So one of these days, I'm gonna go through this, and oh, here's a couple I picked up too. Various stages of tampo missing. You know, they're out there, fellas. You can pick them up. I believe one of my viewers actually sent me that. I think it was Tony Bellini that sent me that right there. I don't know. But I think I'm right on that. Look at this. Talk about disorganization. This is all dollar store items. We'll have a look at that later. But yeah, winter's upon us. There might be quite a few restos here. That Mustang has got enough tampo on it for me to leave it alone. Right there. See it? Black wall. I won't touch it. Kind of nice. And then there's cars that I just don't care for. Like this was a treasure hunt from 2000. I found this at a grocery store in 2000. You know, it was just ugly. And it came out of the package with a bent spoiler. You can see it right there, I think. Anyway, ugly. So anyway, let me get back to... Oh, look at this Datsun Z here. That one was sent to me by a viewer, Tony. That's really nice. The Z-Wiz. So yeah. Oh, look at that guy right there. Clean. Anyway, getting back to this. Yeah, this is going to be a restoration. This is going to be a restoration. Not that. Not that. But this one here, I think if I get it clean enough, I can do a really good job of masking that up. And yeah, masking that up, putting a color on it. See, you can see originally it was blue. So yeah, I'll let it continue to eat that yellow paint. And yeah, so yeah, it's a quick video on what you can find if you're actually looking. These can be had pretty cheaply, you know. But what's surprisingly about these is none of these are beat up. They're just painted. The wheels are in great condition. So, yeah. Tell you what, if I go to restore any of these, I will actually fire up the camera and make videos out of them. So, yeah. I'll look out.